There's not a lot of point having native title unless it leads to social, economic and cultural improvements. The fantastic thing about this program is you're seeing real change in the capacity of people to enjoy their country, to preserve their country and to build a better future for themselves. It's fantastic.
This IPA, it's a good thing. It's a good thing for us, and it's going to keep us going. And we're gonna keep working with our partners within the IPA. And it's a good thing for our rangers, young fellas, and probably our future generation. If it goes, well, it will go that far. And it's a good thing, positive thing.
I know there's a lot of people who've come from a long, long way to get here, and you really hope this is both enjoyable and memorable for everybody that's here today. I think the number of people that are here and from all the different organisations that you represent is really a testament to not only the significance of the event, so a really important event, but also just this spirit of collaboration or these partnerships that have evolved along the way to get to this point.
We've been coming out to Carnarvon Range for about the last 6 months doing biodiversity survey. It's been a fantastic project so far. We're getting a lot of sort of new species, distribution extensions from areas where we've known things occur, and it's been fantastic working with people.
It's been a long fight, and got a native title back in 2008, and I suppose just the next step forward for our point of view as mother people to move forward in looking after our country. And like you can see with all these rangers, we got all these lot of young fellas, young and old, and it's sort of like giving us opportunity to get back to country so all people can pass on that knowledge to all the young fellas like Sarah's and blokes like him, because they, the next generation, gotta think about all these other kids, all these kids here running around. They gotta have that knowledge to pass on to them, the next generation. And this is a good thing to work on for the future generation, and like with the all people that past and present, gotta acknowledge them for the hard work what they've been doing.
The declaration's been made today. I always believe that Indigenous protected areas are critical to the future of this land, but also to the future of Aboriginal people.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a big day of celebration, and it's wonderful that there are so many people here. I don't want to repeat the same things that have been said by Rob. He said some of the things that must be said, but I really want to primarily address my remarks to the Maru people here, because of course this is a very important day for you. I first met Maru in Wiluna in 1979, and there was much that was wrong, and the people were very unhappy, and the people were at odds with many of the other people in the community, and it is a matter of great joy to me to see how much you, the Maru, have achieved over the intervening years. The really strong message that I would hope the Maru people would take away from the great number of people who've come is that the work you're doing is work which has the strong support of many other people who like what you're doing and want to see you succeed. But I also want to say that isn't it terrific to have Newmont and Sodexo helping like this? You know, a lot of people got an interest in Maru country, and I think it's really encouraging that whereas 40 years ago a lot of those people, we got pastoralists here too, and I welcome that fact. That's really terrific. We have to share this country. The Maru are the traditional owners. The Maru have got native title. You have a special place in this country and always will have, but you have friends and allies working with you, people who want to help, not people who are trying to stop you. And my final word to the Maru is this. When the white people came to Australia in 1788, Australia was beautifully looked after. There is a very important book that has been written called The World's Biggest Estate, just a couple of years ago, and it talks about the way the Aboriginal people had Australia in a beautiful state. The white people who came here talked about it in their books and journals. They said Australia is like a gentleman's park. They were using that word to describe the most beautiful country in England. This country, Australia, was like a gentleman's park. And it was like a gentleman's park because of you people. You looked after it and you made it into a beautiful park over thousands of years. And so I feel really privileged to be here with you today. And I thank you not just for today, but I thank you for thousands of years of looking after the country that I love too.
So I just want to say a few of my own words, which is to say, you know, Indigenous protected areas are a great way to bring together environmental custodianship and jobs, but it's really wonderful to see, I think, government bureaucracy, kind of the Guardia way, catching up, finally, slowly catching up with the proper way that things should be done from an Indigenous point of view.
I mean, this is just friggin' awesome. A really great mob of integrated people coming together at a beautiful spot out on the stock route, and to hear that the IPA is now properly up and running, it means that real integration of people working on country, doing what they always used to, and be acknowledged for the great work they're doing.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Langford. I work with the Birriliburu IPA over the last couple of years doing the consultation project. We're at a point where we've declared today. It's been fantastic. It's been a joyous occasion. The best thing about this IPA is that it's been done Māori way, in Māori time, and it means that we're going to get out there and do Māori work. So first I'd like to do a few thank yous, and I'm going to thank people as we go through and I introduce the different projects we've been involved in, because there's been many. But the big two first. Firstly, the Birriliburu native title holders. In the almost 5 years since the determination of your native title, here we are again celebrating another huge win for Birriliburu country. We're adding another strong layer of protection to country and adding 6.6 million, that's huge, that number, you think about it. 6.6 million hectares of Australia's rich conservation estate. In this country, we still have the chance to look after our natural and cultural heritage through programs like this. We're all waking up to the need to act, to protect and to look after country. And I reckon that Aboriginal across the country are saying, what took you so long? So I'm going to talk about a couple of highs, but no lows, because there's not really been any. In 2010, I travelled for the first time out Yabara way to Carnarvon Ranges to talk about managing country with Māori. I was blown away by the beauty of the place. My experience was made all the more special through having Māori with me, telling me stories, showing me bush tucker. And I started thinking about how long people have been looking after the desert and how strongly people felt about keeping places like Kudjara protected. That's the Māori name for Carnarvon Ranges. The next statement, which tells a story, is one of Rob Thomas's, Mr. T. Rob calls the IPA the glue, and it's a really good word. In around mid-2011, Rob started talking about Birriliburu as the glue that holds all of our land management projects together. And we can look at this statement a few ways. One, that Birriliburu is a place where culture is strong, where old ways of managing country is still being used, where learning Māori way can take place. It's a place where whitefellow land management and blackfellow land management can be put together, almost glued together, to make something very strong. The next way of looking at Birriliburu IPA as a glue is that having this project, having money to get out on Birriliburu, has allowed us to get many land management projects running off the back of it. All of them are glued together under this IPA plan. They are all, in some way, connected.
Hi, I'm Tessa. I'm the lawyer for MNR, which is the body corporate which holds native title rights for the Birriliburu mob. And I think that the IPA is a really good way of making Birriliburu's native title rights really meaningful. So it's not just about recognising native title rights, it's about being able to use them in a way that gets Māori people back on country the way they want to be.
I work in Faxia as State Manager, and I'd like to say that we are looking and will work as good partners with you in terms of you achieving your aspirations. We're already working in the Wiluna RPA, and we're seeking really strong guidance from Madu in relation to how we can be useful in maintaining and working on country, finding employment opportunities, finding economic opportunities, and meeting the aspirations that you've outlined in your planning. So thank you for that, and good luck with it.
So it really is a chance to take native title and get those cultural and economic and social benefits that Fred talks about, that the mob at Central Desert Native Title Services talk about, and it's something that I know that the Madu mob will want to see for generation to generation, because the point's been made ultimately, and I picked this up in travelling around the Jigalong country, is that you are doing what you've done for thousands of years, and to have the IPA acknowledge that, and to have hopefully continued support from the state, and I do want to acknowledge those from the Department of Environment who are here, and I'd like to think that the state government will continue that support in respect of land management and assisting Madu how they can to ensure that the land management continues strongly, because the country around here is just absolutely beautiful. It's in great condition, and I think that's a testament to not just the IPA plan for country, but what has been taking place here for a long, long, long time.